guys describe themselves as a cross between Michael Moore and Borat.
And another hoax by the Yes Men. If you don't know them, it's a group of activists known for posing as corporate execs.
Well, Trish, from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, a news release basically saying the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is now getting ready to throw its weight behind strong climate legislation. A spokesman for the Chamber, President Tom Donahue, announcing today at the National Press Club.
A reversal on climate change from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Breaking news right now. The Chamber of Commerce saying it will reverse its position on the climate change bill.
Some news organizations bought it, hook, line, and sinker. And by the way, those guys weren't alone. Apparently, Reuters fell for the spook. The New York Times, the Washington Post, happy to say we did not report it on CNN.
Today, the country's largest business lobby, the Chamber of Commerce, got punked. It began early this morning when a press release went out, purportedly from the United States Chamber of Commerce, that said that the chamber was taking a very dramatic step. They would be switching positions on climate change legislation. Amazingly, the release said that the chamber would now support this legislation that it's spent months fighting against. Reporters were surprised and probably confused at this odd turn of events, but that was nothing compared to what actually happened at the press conference when it was held later on this morning. Watch this tape.
Clean coal is a technology that has not only not been proven, it basically doesn't exist.
Okay, I'm Eric Wolfschlegel. I'm with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. This is not an official U.S. Chamber of Commerce event. So I don't know what pretenses you're here. I know some of you in the press world, but this is a fraudulent press activity and a stunt.
Who are you really, sir?
And do you have a business card? Are you with the U.S. Chamber?
I do. We can discuss afterwards.
Okay. Can I see your business card?
Can I see yours? If you would like to have a press conference, you can have your own press conference, sir.
What is your position?
But you can't come in here and barge in and interrupt our press conference.
What is your position? What is your position at the Chamber of Commerce?
I just spoke my position.
What is your title and your official title at the U.S. Chamber?
I'm the assistant to Mr. Donahue.
Okay. This guy is a fraud. He's lying. This is, a stunt that I've never seen before. So if you'd like to actually talk to the legitimate Chamber of Commerce, I've got my business cards outside. This gentleman, I will assure you, does not have any business cards, and he's not legitimate. This sign-in sheet here.
I'm sorry, excuse me, sir. We rented this room.
Yes.
You're going to have to refund us.
Fraudulently.
You know what? Excuse me?
Under fraudulent. It's fraud. It's illegal.
And that is how you punk at the Chamber of Commerce. The fake Chamber of Commerce guy at the beginning was one of the infamous anti-corporate pranksters known as the Yes Men. The guy who was really mad at the end was not.
What was the point that you were trying to make with that fake news conference, which some news organizations bought into?
The point we were trying to make is that the real Chamber of Commerce has a completely backwards, troglodytic, in fact, position on climate change. They're behind the rest of the world, and they seem to be working hard to trying to make the U.S. the laughingstock of the world. If we send President Obama to Copenhagen in December, to the Copenhagen Climate Conference, without a strong climate bill, the U.S. will be behind the rest of the world, will be the laughingstock of the world, and will be dooming the planet.
In the simplest terms possible, what is your intention? Are you just trying to get on TV? Are you guys trying to get publicity? What's the point here?
Well, we tell little lies in order to get at big truths, and the idea is to actually reveal the real hoaxsters here. Because these large corporations, groups like the Chamber of Commerce, are pulling the wool over their eyes, and while they distract us, they're basically stealing our money.
It's the rules of business that are at issue, not business.
I agree. And there's lots of good people in business trying to do good things, and they need to be rewarded, and the people who are doing the bad things need to be punished.
Punished severely, and to the extent to which your pranks are able to reveal those who are cheating us, using the government to do business instead of doing business by actually creating value for others, I thank you for those efforts.
Thank you very much. That's what we're trying to do.
Good. Mike Bonanno, one of the Yes Men, again, what's the movie going to be called?
It's the Yes Men Fix the World, and you can see where it's playing at the YesMenFixTheWorld.com.
Like low expectations. I like that. We have the same principle here.
Now check this out. It sure looks like the New York Post until you start reading the fake front page.
New Yorkers have been punked.
New York newspaper readers received not one, but two New York Posts today. Volunteers for the Yes Men, an environmental activist group, spent the day distributing fake New York Post newspapers. The parody paper was meant to draw attention to global warming. The hoax comes a day ahead of a climate change summit at the United Nations. Maybe they had a few people laughing.
Dateline New York, #3 best surprise for a newspaper from the group Yes Men, environmentalists who today handed out parodies of the New York Post. They were about to climate change, and they had the screaming headline, "We're screwed." Activists who tried to hand them out in front of the post offices were reportedly detained by a combination of building security and New York City police.
The Yes Men struck again this week with a fake edition of the New York Post that focused solely on climate change with the headline reading, "We're screwed." The Post owner didn't find the prank very funny, but a spokesman for the Yes Man says all the facts in the 10,000 editions of the prank edition were true.
The Yes Men didn't stop there, though. Jeannie Mose takes a look at another one of their stunts aimed at setting the agenda for this week's UN meetings.
They looked like a bunch of beached balls.
An amazing new product that just might save your life. The Survivor Ball.
So today we're launching Balls Across America.
Everybody ready with the turtle position in case of a terrorist attack?
Maybe they were mistaken for a terrorist attack. 21 Survivor Balls preparing to head upriver toward the UN, where world leaders were talking climate change. No wonder first one police boat showed up, then several more.
They had a helicopter above us with a guy, tethered outside the helicopter like this, ready to leap.
The Survivor Ball stunt brought to you by the Yes Men, who not so coincidentally are promoting their new movie featuring anti-corporate stunts they've pulled, like impersonating a Dow Chemical spokesman, managing to fool the BBC.
For the first time, Dow is accepting full responsibility for the Bhopal catastrophe.
Frequently cited as the world's worst industrial disaster, in honor of the UN Climate Summit, the Yes Men put out a fake copy of the New York Post and followed that with this, a waterborne assault on the UN by Survivor Balls meant to help mankind survive.
Ice age, hurricanes, droughts.
It's a gated community for one.
Not a very comfortable one.
You may have to duck in a little bit.
Doesn't make me look fat,
No, you're looking good.
Am I inflating?
You're inflating. Some of these actually fit much better.
And though the Survivor Ball protest was accompanied by the song, "I Will Survive," the protest didn't survive long. Minutes after wading into the water, the Survivor Balls were in retreat, and one of the two main Yes Men was cuffed and taken away.
Oh, here, I'll come around the back. I'm in right behind you. Excuse me?
Yes.
It actually goes over your head like this.
Oh, sorry. This is one climate change protest that ended up on the rocks. Jeannie Mose, New York.
She is always so creative with her
stories.
I love her stories.
The Yes Men are pretty creative with their ideas, aren't they?
Definitely.
Would come up with something like that.
Wearing what they call their Survivor Ball costumes, they protested outside the Fisk generating station on Cermak last night. The group says there's no need for coal-powered plants when clean air options exist.
This coal-fired plant is increasing climate change, and it's hurting the health of local Chicago residents. So we're here in these absurd costumes saying how absurd is that power plant behind us.
Are you worried about the environment? Well, concerned that Congress isn't doing enough to address the growing dangers of global warming? Well, that's what environmental activists were protesting today at the Capitol. Wearing a survival ball, activists were calling attention to Congress' slow pace in moving climate change legislation forward. The survival ball is touted by Yes Men climate activists as a way for an individual to have a self-contained system to protect them from a wide range of catastrophes caused by continued damage to the environment.